chance to talk to your brother about the finish of the Duke-Miami game?
I did, yeah. Talked to him a little bit. That was a tough one for him, man. It was never tough losing, especially like that after two big drives coming in the fourth quarter. So he was upset, but focused on a big one this week. They got UNC at North Carolina, so they're focused on that.
Did you know what happened to them before you talked to him?
I did not. No, I actually called him right after our game. I was still in the locker room to see how he did, and he's like, "You see the finish?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Well, you will." And I figured something bad had happened, but that's a tough one.
What's it going to be like going back to Colorado for you? Are you going to have a ton of family and friends, I would assume? Is it going to be a problem getting tickets for everybody or what?
No, I don't think it'll be a problem, just because I got great teammates who will give me some of those tickets, I hope. But I can't wait. I'm extremely excited for this game just because I love Colorado. That's home for me, and anytime you get to go back home, it's something special. So it's definitely going to be a special week.
So you'll get used to the altitude and not the rest of the team?
I hope so. I hope I will. So we'll see. But no, yeah, altitude. Mentally, I like to think it's just a myth. I know it's real, but it'll be there.
It looked like you're slipping a little bit up there in the game. Did you feel that at all? I mean,
slipping
around a little bit?
Yeah, it was a little wet. I slipped a couple times. It was raining there, so the ground was a little slippery.
Was that about the cleats, or you had normal cleats or different cleats?
I think just the water on the turf. Yeah.
No different cleats wouldn't have helped you or anything?
I just probably got to keep my base a little tighter. It could have been the cleats, but I have no idea.
Did you go to Colorado games growing up?
I went to a few Colorado games, yeah. When I was little, one of my running backs coaches when I was in Little League played for CU, and so he's a running back for CU, and he would take me and his son to a few of them, which was a lot of fun.
Your mom mentioned a story specifically with Ralphie. Were you there for that? Or?
I was there for that. So it was I think I was a sophomore in high school, and I took a visit up to CU, and it was like our first visit to a school, and we did the whole recruiting thing where we're on the field and everything, and she was just blind standing on the field, just like clueless of what's going on, and everyone had like kind of gathered off of the field, and they let the buffalo loose, and Buffalo almost trampled her. So some guy had to come and like get out of the way, freaking out at her. So it was scary, but looking back, it's really funny.
Do you look at rough estimate on your friends, family, about people who be there?
I honestly have no idea. I think there will definitely be a good amount of people there, but really just trying to focus on another week in my preparation rather than that stuff.
Was it frustrating that Wazoo was just doing all this with squib kicks? And what was it from your point of view? They were giving you the ball on the 40 basically, but you didn't get to touch the ball.
Yeah, I mean, any returner definitely wants to touch the ball, so it was frustrating. But our guys who did catch the ball made some plays. Dalton had a great run where just stuck his foot in the ground, got north, and gained a few extra yards after contact.
Who's faster, you or Max?
I have no idea, to be honest with you right now. I think I get him in 100, and he might get me in a 200. He's got a long stride.
What do you think about Hogan's run?
That's impressive. It's kind of athlete he is. A lot of people don't see that. A lot of we're a pro style offense, and a lot of people think, oh, he's a pro style quarterback, can't run that well. But I think that definitely just shows. Definitely impressive, but something we see every day in practice is just his athleticism and in the off season. So it was good. It helped us out so much too. Whenever you got a quarterback that can make plays with his feet, it helps the offense out a lot, especially when you're struggling.
Christian, could you just talk about his demeanor when you guys were down, and you could see him on the sidelines, kind of encouraging guys even after his own turnovers or whatever, but he was still seemed to keep that upbeat kind of demeanor. What was that like for you guys to kind of feed off of, and just him as a leader?
Oh, it's extremely encouraging. Hogan doesn't blink an eye. The guy's got ice in his veins, and that really carries off onto us because we see a guy who just threw a pick, and he's sitting there. Hey, we're good. We'll get it next time. Next drive's ours. And bad things seem to continue to happen from all of us, and didn't blink an eye, didn't flinch, which rallies us. He's a guy that'll rally his troops, and we rally with him. And when we're all bought in and all have a positive attitude about things that are not going positively, that allows teams to recover from some mistakes.
When you went back through the tape of this game, did you get another look at the play where you might have lost the ball on the sideline?
Oh, no. Well, yeah. I mean, it was a fumble, but the guy picked it up out of bounds, so that's why.
They said that the official said that you had a foot out of bounds.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I watched the tape.
Before the ball came loose.
Yeah, I watched the tape, but didn't see
And so
it.
it was a good call?
You tell me, man. I don't know.
You said the same thing after the game. I'm just kind of curious if you had the same opinion now. Okay.
Christian, do you think that what Washington State did defensively was just better effort than other opponents, or were they doing something strategically?
They played with a lot of guys in the box, and they play with their safeties at eight yards, and it's tough to run the ball against that, and when it's hard to throw the ball, because of some weather stuff, and it's tough. I don't care what defense you are. When you got a lot of guys standing in the box, it's going to be difficult to run the football, and that's a good defense too. A defense that doesn't get enough credit. And got a lot of good athletes, and so when we're struggling offensively and not executing, it's definitely tough. But luckily Hogan made some great plays with his feet, and we ended up making some plays late in the game, which helped us a lot.
Had you seen them do that in previous games when you were watching film?
Yeah, they had occasionally played, with a heavy box, but we had seen it briefly, yeah.
What was your thoughts before, during, and after that final kick by Washington State? What were you thinking?
Man, before I was just quiet as a mouse. I was praying, and during the kick, I was just it was so still. My demeanor, I can't even remember, to be honest with you. And after, I was happy, extremely excited, as I think everybody on the team was. We were very excited, to come back from 3 scores at one point and win that game was special. I think it says a lot about our team.
Have you been involved with a game with a final kick like that before in high school?
Yeah, I did. We lost to Dalton Schultz's high school. I think it was my junior year on a last second play. Yeah, so that was tough.
You talked about a couple weeks ago how the Northwestern game kind of bonded you guys together, and I asked Shaw about it earlier, and he said that that's a little bit of motivation for you guys to remember what it felt like to have that game happen and then use that moving forward. Do you think that's true in each game that you enter into?
Most definitely. I think the first half of this past game was a lot like the first half of the Northwestern game, where we just couldn't get in the rhythm. But every great team has a game like that, and I think that we went back to that Northwestern game and looked back to where we came from and said, this is not going to be us. We remembered what that felt like and knew we needed to come together rather than kind of just start to deplete. And so it was a good thing for us. We always look back to that game.
You don't look back ever and wish like, hey, if we'd won that, we'd be ranked further, but you look back at it as a thing that brought you together and made you stronger?
Most definitely, yeah.
So you think in a sense it was a good thing for you that you lost the game?
That's a tough thing to say, and that's a tough question because, you never want to lose. But right now, I think the morale of our team is stronger because of that game, and I think that it's allowed us to do a lot of different things and allowed us to look ourselves in the mirror and realize really who we are and what we have to do to win games.
With that game in mind, how is your view of a very early kickoff on Saturday different than it was going into Everton?
Well, we had played a couple 7:30 games in a row now, and just having an early one is exciting for us. Just because a lot of our guys don't prefer the late games, but that just means our preparation is going to have to be great during the week because we don't get that extra time on the Saturday to go through a walkthrough or do our film or some extra film stuff. So we're really trying to focus this week on preparing each day because Saturday is going to come very quick.